Welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming a video that I have been wanting and waiting to film for the past 5 years. I am not even lying. It's always been a big dream of mine to have a place of my own where I can be creative in my own space, and this year I finally have the opportunity and the chance to, so I'm going to take it and run with it. To go straight into the topic of the video, I am going to take you guys along with me to find the perfect apartment for myself. I want to do a part at the end of the video where I tell you guys all the tips and tricks I learned throughout the process, but for now I want to get straight into the point and tell you guys what I'm looking for and some of the checklists that I'm taking with me as I go view a lot of these properties. First thing first, I'm looking to rent a 1-bedroom apartment in K-Town, Los Angeles. I'm also open to other areas around K-Town. It doesn't have to be like the center of K-Town. Other areas that I am open to are Silver Lake / like Echo Park area, Hollywood, and even like the outskirts of K-Town I would be okay with. These are neighborhoods that I've just observed that might be a good living area for me. And another big thing is that I'm looking for an apartment complex, more like a luxury apartment complex, just because I get a lot of packages and that is also a big part of my job, and having like a mailroom / someone who's always out there on the front desk and like security is going to be very nice for me. And also I'm a 21-year-old woman, so I want to feel safe at all times. And another thing which I'll get more into in my other checklist is that I have a Tesla, so it's important for my car to also be safe in like an apartment complex garage setting. I want to read you guys the list, like checklist I made for myself so that the apartment viewing process goes smoothly. In the end, I'm just gonna pick a place that checks off as many of these as possible. This is my basic requirements checklist. So my place needs to have all of these or it's like not even a consideration for me. Number 1, I need a parking spot. You would think that all apartments or living spaces in LA would have a parking spot because LA is such a driving city, but no, there are a lot of places that don't have space for your car, so this is a big thing for me. In-unit washer and dryer, again, you would think that's like the bare minimum, but it's not. It has to be in a good, safe area where I feel safe to walk around in. Big windows. I film all the time, need good lighting. Period. Like I mentioned, I'm looking for a 1-bedroom, but I would also be open to a studio if it's bigger than 600 square foot. If it has lots of storage, good amenities, and a den that would kind of make it feel like I have a little bedroom instead of like just having a one big square as my room. Next, I have a would be nice list, and these are the things that I think would be a nice plus to my living space. Number 1, guest parking. This is very rare in LA, so I don't even like expect places to have guest parking, but I want to be able to host my friends often, and it would be nice if they had guest parking so my friends don't have to like circle around the entire city trying to find a parking spot. Having a nice fridge. I want a 2-door fridge with like the freezer at the bottom. That is, I don't know why, but that's just like my dream fridge. I know, weird obsession. 3, storage spaces. A nice bathroom, meaning like spacious bathroom / like a very bright lighting in the bathroom. It would be nice if they had a pool or a hot tub as an amenity. Big walk-in closet would also be really nice. Gym, even though I have a gym membership outside, it would still be nice to have a gym in the same building. And lastly, this is actually kind of important, but an EV charging opportunity. I have about 7 different places on my list that I'm hoping to go tour in person, so I will keep you guys in touch. Okay guys, couple of days have passed, and meanwhile I've been trying to be in touch with a lot of these apartment complexes to see if I can make an appointment to go see all of these units that I'm seeing on like apartments.com, Zillow.com. And what I realized that a lot of these places offer you to send you a virtual tour video, like just a video to see these places, but for me, I need to see all of them in person. I cannot trust the video. They can always be kind of deceiving. So I was able to make 4 different appointments for today and tomorrow to go view these units, and unfortunately 2 of them are like not even in the picture anymore because one of the places told me that they don't offer parking spaces for the studios, and I was interested in their studios, so like I mentioned, a parking space is mandatory on my checklist, so that place is just like crossed out. And then the second one is I'm actually really sad about this place. This place was supposed to be like a New York style loft in K-Town. So it was a 2-story unit with the bedroom upstairs, and it was kind of cute. Online it said it was available, but when I called to see if I can make an appointment, they told me that it's not available anymore. So the unit that I'm gonna go view today, I am going in with not a lot of expectations because this is a solid building, but I just don't really think there's like something super duper crazy about it. So the first unit I saw was located on the 2nd floor. It actually checked off every single thing on my list except for the guest parking. But the catch with this unit was that the windows didn't open and the living room and the bedroom was facing the community pool. I was kind of bummed about this fact, so the agent showed me a different unit. This unit was a lot nicer with a better view for sure and a balcony, but the price just jumped up like $300 and I didn't think that this building in particular was worth all that money. You guys, I was catfished by that apartment. The first thing the agent told me when I walked in to the tour was that the window isn't open in the unit, and that's why the unit is more affordable than the other 1-bedrooms that was listed in that building. I went to view a 1-bedroom. It was a 648 square foot. So a decent size 1-bedroom, and the units were cheaper because the windows don't open and also it had a pool view. So it was nice to know that the building had a pool as an amenity, which was one of my pluses. But if my whole unit is facing the pool, it's not gonna work out. So he was able to show me a different unit, still a 1-bedroom, same square footage, and it had a much better view but way more expensive than the one that I went in to tour. One thing that's really nice about being able to go in for a tour is that you get to see how big like 648 square footage is, because it's just a number when you look at it online and you really can't tell if it's gonna be enough space for you or not. And personally for me, I just need the extra space with all the things that I own. I think 650 square footage is like the perfect size for me. Anything bigger than that gets really expensive here, but anything around like 550 and below is just way too small and I feel a little suffocated. In about 10 minutes, I'm about to head out to view my second apartment, and this one is actually like number 1 or 2 on my list right now, so I'm very excited. I just think that this apartment has the best price for like how the apartment looks and what they have to offer. I'm wanting to tour a studio here, which is 544 square feet now that I look at it. And I obviously made this list before I started viewing the apartments, but now I already know that that studio is probably not going to be my first choice. So I'm also hoping to view some 1-bedrooms. You enter the unit, to your right there's a kitchen and the living room space, and you turn left and there's like a little nook for your bed and the bathroom. I would say this is a pretty solid studio space, but it did face a big street. I was able to view 2 other units. One was a 1-bedroom unit with the same square footage as the studio that I first viewed, and then the second one was a 1-bedroom with a bigger square footage. This is when I realized that I do want a 1-bedroom, even if it's the same size. It's just really nice having that wall separation. Although I didn't absolutely love these units, I still think they're really good options if I wanted to stay on the lower end of my budget. Okay guys, it is now the afternoon and I have 2 more apartments to tour still. To give you guys a little update on the one that I saw this morning, I think it was a pretty solid building, but what I'm kind of like discouraged by is I feel like if I find the perfect apartment, I'll like feel it in my heart, you know, and be like, this is calling my name, like I need to sign the lease right now. But I haven't felt that with the units that I saw this morning, so I'm putting my hopes into the other 2 that I'm about to view today. The first one in this afternoon that I'm viewing, I actually don't have that big of an expectation because I don't think it's going to be that nice, but it's still on my list because you never know. And then the last one that I'm viewing today is actually like number 1 on my list. I've been looking at this apartment for the past few months, but the sad thing is I feel like a lot of people move in like June and July, and I'm trying to move in August. So the units that I initially wanted are all like rented out by now, and all of these units go in and out so fast that they only have studios left. The more I view places, the more I realize that I really don't want a studio. But who knows? This apartment has really fun amenities from what I know, so maybe it will change my mind. I don't know why I thought that this place wasn't gonna be that nice, but it was so nice inside with pretty big windows in the living room and the bedroom. The bedroom is a little small, but the one bedrooms come with a little den, which would be perfect for like a little office space. The agent showed me 2 other 1-bedroom units on the same building, and these are on the 10th floor. So the views were insane in these units. Everything else kind of looked the same though, except for the little den part. This den was a lot bigger with a walk-in closet, and then the second one just had a Hollywood view, which, you know, it cannot be beat. Even with the upgrades though, the bathroom stayed pretty small, which was like my only complaint. Going straight into the last unit that I saw this day, it was the biggest studio space I've seen so far. I just am not a big fan of this gray floor, and look how dirty the windows are. I'm sure it's a lot better when it's clean, but everything else was pretty good, and they have a karaoke room. Alright guys, it is the next day. I have officially viewed 4 different buildings so far, and I told you guys that I wanted to view 7, with 2 being crossed out for the reasons that I explained earlier. And the very last property is just very hard to reach, and I was never able to make an appointment to view it. But it works out because out of the 4 buildings that I toured, I did find a unit that I think I'm going to apply for. So I want you guys to guess which one you think that I went for. I have my laptop in front of me, and I made 8 bullet points of just tips that I learned throughout my process. Number 1 is to look 1 month in advance. Not too early, not too late. It's good to be on these different platforms early and kind of look around and see which areas you might be interested in, but it's really not going to be that helpful because you need to have specific units in mind, and these units go out so quickly. So my best advice is to just look a month in advance, and then you go tour, and then you sign. A lot of these places will hold your unit for 30 days. Number 2 is the different websites I used. I really liked using apartments.com, especially because I was looking at apartment complexes specifically, but Zillow is also a really good one. And then I think if you're looking for more like a townhome or more like unique, quirky properties, Trulia is also a really good one. And I do keep mentioning these like home type of units that are available that are not like typical luxury looking apartment complexes, just because LA does have a lot of those units, and they're like the typical very LA unique and quirky like Spanish home style apartments that are available. These are like 2-story tall buildings that are like all throughout LA, and I do think they're a solid choice when you're looking for a place to live in, especially if you're into interior design and just home decor in general. It's so much fun. I was definitely interested in these units as well. The biggest pro of living in these units is that a lot of the times the space is a lot bigger for the price that you pay, but the con would be that you would have to be responsible for all of the maintenance work that needs to happen within your home. There's no like front lobby that you can contact when you need help. And then another thing is, not a lot of places like that offer good parking spaces. And lastly, a lot of those places don't have in-unit laundry and dryer. 4th tip is that I personally scheduled all of my tours to be within the 2 days, and it ended up being so helpful because I got to see these units with all the other units in my memory, like very fresh in my head, and I got to compare. So if possible, I would recommend you to do the same. And in terms of making the appointment, I either went on the website to schedule an appointment, or I emailed, or you might even need to make a phone call if they're like slower at responding to your emails. Make a checklist of things that you want in your apartment. Don't lower your standards. I think making the list is very important because if you don't have a physical list in front of you, I think it's easier for you to like kind of compromise. Even if you're going into that tour with a specific unit in mind, be open to view other units. I think this is how I found all the nicer units, because some units are not even on the website that you're looking at, so you might miss out on that. 7, I think this is one of the most important tips, is when you're touring the place, don't only like just look around the place and make sure it's like pretty and, you know, new. But also ask them for hidden fees. A lot of these apartment complexes are very smart with how they do things, and they have like internet payments or even like valet trash payments that are mandatory, but they don't care to mention. So that would be nice to know during the tour so that you can kind of add that to your rent pay to see how much you'll be paying monthly, and also like how much you would have to pay for parking as well. And very lastly, my tip is that when agents see that you're making multiple appointments within like a couple days, they know that you are looking for an apartment and they know that you have to move very soon, and they're gonna make you feel super rushed. But take your time, take all the time you need to look at different units if needed, to look at other buildings if needed. Don't make them feel like you have to settle for a place just because they're making you feel rushed. That is it for this video. I am very excited for all of the apartment content that is about to come. I am very excited to be vlogging consistently again and to share all of that with you guys. I will see you very soon with a vlog, hopefully, with an apartment vlog. Bye!